Hola, chicas. Welcome to Encuentras Your Voice podcast, championing Latina voices from ancestry to authenticity, creating a living archive of our diaspora, and celebrating the aha moments that inspired success that fuels our cultura. Each story gives voice to ancestors whose legacy was lost, silenced, or erased, and shares the journey of leaving behind those destructive expectations and embracing joyful determination in authenticity. By the end of the show, you'll have met your next best friend. I'm your host, Consuelo Crosby, here with you every Wednesday at a new time this year as we keep evolving into a greater version from when we started. With our global audience expanding, we have moved our drop time to midnight, or 12:01 a.m. on Wednesdays, here on the sunny California Pacific Coast. And here we are, 2025, a new year that truly will bring empowering energy. I just feel it. And I know so many of you do too, because I have been chatting it up for months now. And I just feel this energy, this change, this explosive growth that's coming after all the dismantling we've been doing over the last couple of years. Everyone I've spoken to is feeling it, and maybe that's just my filter, but that is perfectly tuned then, and I'm going to keep it there. It is all about the positivity, the self-confidence, and really leaning into helping each other out. That is the one piece that has hit center stage. The need for more communal gatherings, more support to help us all feel that we are not doing this alone. And that's why we are here today, to kick off this year with a new year, new you attitude to last a lifetime. Now, this isn't the typical New Year's resolution talking about the goals and the changes you plan to make. No, this is more about the new you that gets to laugh, to let go of burdens that are holding you back, and revel in the support of the amazing guests coming to you this year. They are inspiring, they are determined, and they are all wanting the best for you and for the comunidad. So here we go, diving into the first month of 2025 with these fabulous, eclectic women who will wake you up, shake you up from learning how to be your best self by being your most authentic self. Next week, January 15th, is the best way to start New Year, New You with Luciana Couto, a health coach and wellness influencer on a mission to make wellness accessible to all women. If you're thinking exercise and diet, stop. As Luciana says, I can't live without my wine and chocolate. She is all about discovering the life that brings you joy while benefiting you physically and mentally. With over 16,000 YouTube subscribers, Luciana has found her authentic voice in sharing life choices to feel confident in your body, your mind, and attitude. Luciana was the trailblazer in her family, leaving her hometown, her friends, family, and everything she knew in Brazil, and courageously moving to Toronto with her husband without knowing the local language or culture. There, free from cultural and familial expectations, she excelled in learning English, forging a home and friendships, which ultimately led her to discover her best self. Luciana is here for you next week, spilling the 5 tips to focus on that will have you ready and excited to face each day with gusto. Reach out to her on Instagram at Luciana Couto, which is also her YouTube channel, so you get to know her before you listen to her amazing journey and valuable insights next week. She is so fun, so bubbly, so full of really positive energy that you will just melt into everything she's talking about. On January 22nd, Mariery will light you up with female empowerment and calls to action, all through the belief that each of us is worthy and deserves the best of life. Mariery is an entrepreneur in graphic design, founder of Mesclao Studio, branding identity, illustration, and surface design with clients like Nike, Facebook, Instagram, and Sephora. All your favorites. You probably have seen her gorgeous work. Well, we're bringing her to you directly. Mariery shares her creative journey, emphasizing the influence of her Panamanian and Chinese heritage, family matriarchs, and the importance of embracing messiness in identity. I absolutely love that. It's messy. We all know this. The discovery to authentic self isn't an easy one. Even the name of her company, Mesclao Studio, showcases the importance of celebrating your most authentic self in all its messiness. She highlights the role of nature in her designs and how her abuelita's love for gardening and pinching little plants here and there to fill her yard influenced her unique designs of color and patterns. Mariery also reflects on the power of storytelling, particularly through the lens of the book Women Who Run with Wolves, and how it shaped her understanding of female archetypes, which is what this is all about. And is everything that Mariery is all about, empowering women through branding of themselves and their business to reflect personal narratives in creative work. She is here for you, ladies. Of course, we also had to do a deep dive into the lusciousness of Panamanian cuisine, and now I want to have a YouTube channel of cooking all our fabulous cultura dishes across the diaspora because, wow, every time we lean into one of these conversations, food comes up. Check out her website at mesclaostudio.com for the most beautiful visuals of her work, her smiling self, and a chance to say hello. And you'll see what I'm talking about, natural plant patterns. And the colors are just kapow. You can also find her on Instagram at Mesclao Studio to get to know her more. And because she is such a force, images are one thing, but hearing her speak is a totally other planet. We could have talked forever because we just kept creating possibility after possibility for empowering women. Then wrapping up our January in power is Heather Reese, a fellow Peruana adopted at birth by a Jewish mother and California father, raised on the East Coast. Now talk about self-discovery. This woman had it set out for her from day one, and she is here for you with so much happy energy. Heather shares her journey navigating those cultural dichotomies that strike between, am I this, am I that? I'm neither this or that. And ultimately finding her voice in confidence. In confidence, I don't think there's a definition of confidence for Heather Reese. Now, she never saw herself as Latina, even though she grew up with a room full of Peruvian treasures. Then the aha moment hit, and she never looked back. One of the quotes from the podcast, "Who cares? Do it for you, girl." As a Latina lawyer, she discusses the challenges faced by minority women in the legal profession and how the significance of authenticity is so needed in order to create visibility and representation in the industry. I mean, can you imagine? This is one all about self-love, confidence in big, bold letters, and the importance of community, and how embracing vulnerability and authenticity can really lead to stronger relationships and that personal growth that we all can come stumbling through life with. I found that even though I know this to be true, I know we need confidence, I know we need to be vulnerable, I know it's the only way to find your authenticity, hearing it from Heather just made me rethink it for myself, my new self, and how it all fits into where I am in the moment. And I'm hoping that for you too. But get this, we don't stop there. Not only is she a lawyer, But Heather is hitting the runway of large body models, and it is truly unbelievable that this fiery, determined Latina is 5'2", just like Ashley Rose Nicholas. So much energy, so much happiness and determination in 62 stunning inches of everything we need to start this new year. Listen to Heather share her shout outs to Latina businesses on Instagram at Heather_RXOXO and watch her sassy runway walk right into success. Are you ready to get all of this started? Then join us next week as we lean into these three mujeres and the inspiration from their journeys. These are truly stories that resonate with each of us because we've all been in those pivotal moments, and it's so inspiring and exciting to listen to the personal journeys based on their personalities, but also what they grew up in, the choices they made, and it helps all of us see there are different ways to go through life. If you have some catching up to do from last season, no worries. You can go ahead and binge listen. I won't mind. I really appreciate our listeners sharing this podcast with their friends and family. It goes a long way to having the Latina narrative known, to realize the immense power of Latinas in business and society, and discovering your next best friend by sitting with them every week here on the podcast. Please remember to give us a like and subscribe on whichever streaming platform you love hearing us on. It is always such an honor to hold the mic for our Latina community and make space for our voices to be heard and to give voice to our ancestors whose legacy was lost, silenced, or erased. Your stories are your legacy. They deserve to be known. Join us next week and step into your truth. Ciao! We love that you have subscribed to this podcast and continue to champion women who understand the life of all things Latina. Be sure to follow and subscribe to the Encuentras Your Voice podcast so you don't miss a single episode. They will automatically drop into your listening device each week, and we'd really appreciate if you take a moment to add to the reviews that we already have. Tell us what you like, tell us what you're hoping to hear, and we will get there. Share this with your friends and family to help us grow our comunidad, and keep following us on our social media to Encuentras Your Voice. We are so grateful to you for helping us grow this community and would love to learn of all the amazing Latinas who you know are creating the world we thrive in. So reach out to me on social media at Encuentras Your Voice, and let's keep leaning into our authenticity in pride. Help us make Encuentras Your Voice the place where you are 100% represented.